What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR365. What is going on? Today is Tuesday. It's March 5th, 2019. It is about 11:26 a.m. right now here in Sacramento, California. What is the latest? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it now. I got to tell you guys, oh yeah, the SciTech bundle. That sounds incredible. Let me get that up on the screen here so I don't forget about it. SciTech bundle Oculus. Let's talk about this because wow, that is a deal of Winland's bundle. I'm not showing that. Let me see. Let's go back to experiences here. Rift experiences. Where are we? Oculus experiences. Okay, now I can't get anywhere on this thing. Okay, Oculus Rift. Damn it, now I'm all screwed up. See, somebody comes in with some new information like that. Okay, let's go. Oculus. Oculus experiences. Rift experiences. Okay, here we go. Okay, trying to find this bundle that people are talking about. I'm not seeing it. So if I just go to like Winlands, wouldn't it like show the bundle somewhere? Let me go to Winlands. Winlands. Yeah, see, it's showing a Winlands bundle. I'm seeing a Winlands bundle, but it's showing, to me, it's showing $39.99. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what I'm looking at here. Switch over to the webby browser. Yeah, so anyways, sorry that we're a little bit discombobulated today, but I've been hearing people talk about, or somebody mentioned that that there's this SciTech bundle that is going on. I don't know why my browser is not sized right. Something's wrong. Hold on a second. Let me get my browser. No, that's... I got to figure out what's going on here. My browser does not seem to be sized the correct way. Not sure what the deal is here. But anyways, this is a SciTech Games bundle, but for me it's showing $39.99, so I'm not seeing this special deal. Maybe that's in maybe that's only in certain areas or something. Because if this was $13.20, that would be a steal of a deal. It would be a steal of a deal just to get Winlands too, much less the first Winlands as well. That would be an incredible deal. So I don't know exactly what's going on there. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get into our show today. And I'm going to switch back over this way. Oh, yeah, okay. It's probably cheaper because you already own, maybe you already own Winlands. Or you already own Winlands 2. And so you're basically getting Winlands 1 for like $13.20. That must be what it is. Because, yeah, something's a little bit off there. Okay, so I've got some bad news. I've got some good news and some bad news that I got to report on in relation to this show, VR365 Live. And let's go ahead and start with the bad news first. Okay, so... man, I don't know what to say about this. So basically the Google AdSense problem that I'm having, I looked into it. I tried to look into it as much as I could, and it does not look promising. It doesn't look promising at all. Basically, I have 2 Google AdSense accounts that are open. Why they're open, I have no idea, because what I've read is that if you haven't received a payment in the last 6 months, your accounts will automatically be closed. I've never, ever received a payment. So why are these accounts open? I have no idea. But I have 2 Google AdSense accounts that are both trying to connect to my VR Game Rankings website. I've given up hope of that. I don't care about that anymore. I just want to close one of those accounts, and I want to connect the other one to my YouTube account. And the reason that I want to do that is for the opportunity to possibly get super chats, because super chats are something that can make this daily show viable. They could actually make this show viable, especially because that's what this show is all about. This show is about chat. It's a daily show. And if super chats were viable, if super chats were in the mix, this show might actually have a future. There might be some viability to this show. The whole entire reason that I switched from the VR Game Rankings YouTube channel over to this VR365 channel is because I thought it was the only way that I could monetize this show, that something was screwed up with that other channel. That's what this guy told me, this guy that like did a bunch of research and looked into my problem, and he's like, you know what, man, you're actually gonna have to start a completely new YouTube channel. That's what that guy told me. So I started up a new channel. That was the whole purpose of this migration, was to get monetized. And so there is, yeah, I did. I went to our AdSense. I did a post. Main fan is asking, did I go to the subreddit AdSense? Yes, I did. I did a post there. I did a ton of searches for information. And basically, honestly, if you go to our AdSense and you start reading everybody's posts that they're doing there, it will actually make you even more depressed, and it will even look even more hopeless the more that you read those threads over on our AdSense, because there's a million people on there that are talking about, I haven't been monetized in 6 months. I haven't been monetized in 5 months. Google will not answer my emails. I can't get a hold of anybody. What do I do? What do I do? I'm pulling my hair out. That's what most of those threads are about over there on our AdSense. So I went ahead and posted the problem that I'm in and tried to explain it. Nobody has responded to my thread. So nobody's ever responded to that. I've tried to email Google, and I've never received I think I received one email back from them. This was like probably well over a year ago. But anyway, what is the bottom line here? The bottom line is VR365 Live is an endangered species. This show, the viability of this show is it's not long for this world. There's really no viability. So I just wanted to kind of come on and tell you guys that this show's probably going to be coming to an end in the near future. I'm going to try. See, the thing is, I just don't want to give up on this show too early, because everybody always tells me that you have to just keep banging, just keep banging. Don't give up on something too early. That's what I've always been told. I've always been told, don't worry about money. Forget about the money. Do what you love. The money will take care of itself. That's why and don't give up too early. Do not give up too early. Do what you love. The money will take care of itself. And I've done that for about 2 years now, and nothing's going on. Nothing is happening. There's no viability. I can't get super chats. That really hurts. I might think about switching over to Twitch. I might just move this show to Twitch. So this show may no longer be on YouTube, but maybe it'll be on Twitch. I'm going to look into that. I haven't even looked into that, but I am going to look into that. But the good news is, if I quit doing VR365 Live, because I spend probably, for this entire YouTube channel, I probably spend somewhere between about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It depends. It depends on whether I'm doing a Let's Play and I'm editing a Let's Play, and then the show prep for this show and the timestamps and all of that. I probably spend about 3 hours on this show every day, on this channel, on this YouTube channel, VR365. And the good news is that if I stop doing this show, that's 3 hours that I can pour into the website. And so the website can get a lot better. And so the good news, bad news. Bad news is VR365 probably going bye-bye. Good news is I will reinforce my efforts on the website, and the website will get a hell of a lot better. Now, am I stopping this? This is not the last show. This is not the last show. No, I'm not quitting right now. This is not the end of VR365 right now. I just want to let you guys know that this show is not long for this world. There's just no viability. Without Super Chat, I don't know how this show can be viable. So maybe Twitch. I haven't looked into Twitch, but I might look into Twitch. So maybe that, maybe that could, but it won't be on YouTube. So this show won't be on YouTube. Like, you won't find it on YouTube. It'll be on Twitch. if that is a viable possibility. But I will continue this show in the month of March and April. May is questionable at best. I don't know if I can continue to do this into like May and June and July. I'm not giving up VR game rankings. I'm not giving that up. I've put too much time and effort into VR game rankings to give it up. This was I like doing this. I really like doing this show. That's why it sucks, man. It sucks to have to stop doing this show. But see, the whole thing it was all about Super Chat. It was all about getting monetized. It was all about Super Chat. And I thought Super Chat could provide some possible revenues coming in on a daily basis. I know it would be very small. Like, I need way more subs. I understand all of that. But I thought it could provide a little bit of daily life, you know. But that hasn't happened. I still have a Patreon and I still have a PayPal donate situation, and both of those are in the show notes. So that's a way that you can help support this show. But based on what I've seen so far, it's not happening. This show's basically done. But I'm going to continue to do this for a couple of months, and basically probably by June 1st will probably be the cutoff point, whether or not this show can remain viable. I'm going to look into Twitch. I'm still going to try to figure out AdSense. Yeah, Paradise says, look, you know, I've emailed Google. I've emailed them. So I've emailed them. I've provided feedback. I've done everything I could do. I'm basically stuck in a loop. I don't know why these accounts are open. I've never, ever received a payment from AdSense. See, MainFan posted, check out the subreddit, check out the AdSense subreddit. And I went over there and I was looking at stuff about closing accounts, and people were saying, if you haven't received a payment in 6 months, your account will automatically be closed. I've never, ever received a payment. And the accounts are still open. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. But anyway, I hate to start the show off on such a bad tone, but I just want to prepare you guys for what appears to be inevitable. And so just wanted to mention that before we get going. But anyway, let's actually get into the show proper. Let's go ahead and get into the show proper. And this will be a shorter show. There's just not much going on today. I didn't get a lot of stuff prepared for today's show, but we'll just go ahead and get into it. Okay, so the number one story of the day is Vacation Simulator. Do you guys remember? I was talking about Vacation Simulator actually on March 1st. We covered the games of March. And Vacation Simulator was under one of those games where it might sneak into the month of March. Like, don't be completely shocked if Vacation Simulator sneaked into the month of March. That is not happening. It's not sneaking into March, but it's April 9th. It is an early April release for Vacation Simulator, and we've got a brand new trailer for that. So why don't we go ahead and check out the brand new trailer for Vacation Simulator? It looks really cool. I'm excited for Vacation Simulator. I'm hoping that they'll have a playable build for this game at GDC. That would be awesome. I would love to get some hands-on time, especially with the interactivity and then also the comedy factor. I really like the comedy factor of Vacation Simulator. But let's go ahead and check out the brand new trailer and see what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and pump this up. By the way, this trailer right here, I think is called The Inner Mind. And it's supposed to be coming to PlayStation VR, but I haven't heard anything about it in a long... Or The Inner Friend, I'm sorry, by PlayMind. That's where I got Mind. Yeah, it's called The Inner Friend by PlayMind. It's supposed to be coming to PlayStation VR at a certain point. I have not heard anything about this in the longest time, but I'm still kind of hyped for that game as well. But let's go ahead and check out Vacation Simulator. Let's go ahead and pump it up. Let's check this out. Grab the trailer here.
Hey human, want to escape the monotony of infinite overtime? Sounds like you're ready for... vacation. Our carefully crafted, stereotypical vacation destinations are the ultimate human leisure experience. Come on, fun. Let's start relaxing. Sandcastles, sports, seashells. Wondrous Vacation Beach has it all. Snap some shots of your evolutionary ancestors and cool that overclocked neural processor. Dry off and spin those seashells by the seashore. Marvel at the rustic grandeur and unforgettable vacation forest. Become ones and zeros with simulated nature as you get back to your digital roots. Missing that spark in your surge protector? There's plenty of fish in our stream. Scale your way up Vacation Mountain for a transformative winter experience. Rotating office temperature, chilling your thermal sensors? Let it go and enjoy all this winter wonderland has to offer. Don't hold yourself back anymore. You'll enjoy all of these beautiful destinations while lodging in style at our 6-star Vacation Island Resort. Plug in and soak up all the virtual splendor. We can't wait for you to visit Vacation Island. It sure is a place.
No worries, human. This is an all-inclusive resort. That means we include these purchases in your final bill.
Hey, human. Want to escape the
All right, well, there it is. That is Vacation Simulator, and it looks damn good. This looks really good to me. I think this looks super fun. The price, now we did find out about the price. The price is $29.99. So it's not that beautiful $19.99 that everybody loves so well, and it's not $24.99. So it is up there at $29.99. There are 4 environments that are included in this game. You've got the beach, the classic beach level that we've seen for a while now. You've got Vacation Forest, which is what we're seeing right here. You're kind of in a forest area. And then you've got the awesome snow area as well. And there is also a hub world that kind of combines all 3 areas. And the hub world, I believe, is also going to have some of its own stuff as well. So basically, there are 4 different environments you're going to be able to screw around in this game. Also, the Alchemy Labs CEO, Devin Reimer, says the game is bigger than anything they've ever done. So it's looking like a pretty huge, incredible game for them. And also, this is going to be the first product that Alchemy Labs has released since being acquired by Google. That was back in May of 2017. And I was like, what? May 2017? Has it really been that long since Google acquired Alchemy Labs? I guess it's been that long. I guess it actually has. I thought, I was thinking it's only been like a year, but I guess it's been quite a while. And that will be the first game that they're releasing. Now, bad news is this is not coming to PlayStation VR until sometime this summer. So this was one of these games we were expecting this to arrive simultaneously on all the major VR platforms right away. Unfortunately, that is not happening. The PC VR version on Oculus Store, Steam, Windows Mixed Reality, Pimax, all of these people, you guys are going to be able to play this starting on April 9th, but PlayStation VR gamers are going to have to wait a couple of extra months, and then it's going to hit PlayStation VR this summer. But I think it looks really good. I'm excited for this. I'm hyped for this. It's not... I don't know that I would put this like in my top 10 most wanted, but I think a lot of people sleep on Alchemy Labs, especially the awesome interactivity, so many things that you can interact with, you can pick up, you can play with things, you can interact with things, and that's kind of the exciting part of it for me. And then also the comedy is really great. Really good comedy. Okay, so that is Vacation Simulator. Now, in chat, I saw somebody saying, okay, Phil Yarn says Shadow Legends is $24.99. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, what? Shadow Legends? Did it get released? Is it already, like, did they come out with it today? Did they jump the gun? And apparently that's not the case. Let's switch over to our Webby browser here. So this is Shadow Legends. It is coming on March 7th, which is Thursday. Okay, so it's still coming Thursday. Apparently, maybe like on the Discord server or somewhere, it got leaked that the price is $24.99. And you know what? I want to talk about Shadow Legend just for a second here because I did finally release my Let's Play. And there's a reason why I released it. a little bit ahead of time. I was going to actually just wait for the launch day. I was going to wait for March 7th. But the reason why I released that Let's Play is I'm going to have another Let's Play that's going to pop on March 7th. One that I'm actually probably going to record today, actually. Or, well, at least today or tomorrow. I'm going to record a new Shadow Legend Let's Play that will be available on March 7th when it releases. And what I'll say about this game, I mean, I can't really talk too much about it. The good news is, I mean, I don't think Vitruvius VR is going to get upset with me because I really have nothing but praise to heap upon Shadow Legend VR. For example, Paradise Decay, he came out with a video yesterday, earlier in the day, where he was, I think part of his title was Shadow Legend VR. Is this like the early favorite for Game of the Year for 2019? And that might sound like hyperbole, but it isn't, man. This is a banger of a game. This really, the more I play this game, the more I'm like, damn, these fools really killed it. There's a lot of stuff that is going on in this game. This is like an insta-buy. For 25 bucks, this is an insta-buy. Now, in my Let's Play was recorded prior to its original launch date, which I think was February 21st, and I recorded it before then. And then it got delayed to the 28th. Then it got delayed to the 7th. So that Let's Play is like a month old. And I was talking about how when you went from one room to another, the game would crash or there were waiting times forever. And I've continued to play this, and crashing is incredibly rare and the waiting times don't happen. Now, I've still had a couple of minor problems. I still have a couple of minor problems with this game every now and then, but it's nowhere near like it was. So they definitely patched it to a considerable degree. I think you can safely buy this game. And even if you do have a problem, like, it is so good. Like, they could have released this game. They could have released this game and just said, we've got a major bug, we're working on it, and nobody would have cared. Nobody would have cared because the bug that it was is you basically got bumped out of the game. You had to restart the game, and then you would select continue, and then you would be in your new spot. And so you could basically play through this entire game. It was a slight irritant, but this is such a high quality game. This is made for VR, guys. Like, it is made for VR from the ground up. Absolutely fantastic. Now, it doesn't do everything you'd want it to do. And there's going to be some people that will get in here, they'll play it for a while, and they'll be like, Shadow Legend was okay, and they might write it off, but they're making a horrible mistake. There's so many good things about this game, but I'll get into it on my next Let's Play the day that this drops on March 7th. Absolute insta-buy. And as excited as I am for Audica, I know I said that Audica was my game of the month, my pick of the month for March 2019. It's Shadow Legend. I mean, I've already played quite a bit of it, so it doesn't have like that initial excitement of something that I haven't played. But Shadow Legend is game of the month. Audica is going to have to be just freaking incredible to knock this thing out the box. This is an incredible, awesome game, Shadow Legend, and 25 bucks. Not bad at all. I mean, this is an insta-buy as far as I can tell. Okay, but anyway, that is that is Shadow Legend VR. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for talking a little bit too much about this game when it's still kind of under embargo, or, I don't know exactly what's going on as far as that. It's just a couple days away. All right, so let's go ahead and bounce over to Upload VR. And one thing I did want to get into real quick here is Oculus Go and Quest Enterprise Editions are expected to launch this year. Okay, so Variety was the one that discovered this. Now, there was a job listing, basically, that they discovered. It was posted late last week, and I'm going to go ahead and read for you what the job listing says. It basically says, starting with VR, we are building an Oculus Go and Oculus Quest Enterprise Edition expected to launch in 2019. Are you excited about how VR and AR can change the future of work? Join us to make it a reality. And so basically, you know, it's a job that you could possibly get working for Oculus regarding the Oculus Quest and Oculus Go Enterprise editions. Okay, so now we go over here, and this is the upload article, and they've got a few little more information on this in terms of the job responsibilities that they're talking about here. Design and develop enterprise features into Oculus mobile VR system applications. Design and develop VR frameworks to enable enterprise use cases such as corporate training. Ensure security and privacy concerns remain a top priority and are identified and addressed. Work with external developers innovating on future of work experiences. Okay, so this is all good news, but my number one question, see, at one point in time, and I might have to revisit this actually, I was thinking of starting a mobile VR arcade. I had this idea for a mobile VR arcade where it wasn't going to be a center, a fixed location, but I was going to be going to places and bringing basically VR demo stations to events and to things, you know, a mobile VR arcade, right? And I really wanted the Oculus Go. This was back when I was first thinking about this. I wanted the Oculus Go to be part of it, but I wanted to be able to license it through Oculus to make it viable. Because right now, if you wanted to, let's say, for example, that you wanted to create your own mobile VR arcade situation or a physical VR arcade that has a permanent set location or whatever it is, right? And you want to use the Oculus Go. The only way that you can do that is you have to side load an app that you have the actual rights to use in that kind of a situation. And so that really limits you. So like if Oculus were to have some type of Springboard VR kind of a situation, and that's what I heard they were working on, whatever happened to that? It is so sad to me. Let me show you guys. Okay, let's do a Google search here. I want to show you guys Springboard VR. This is for people that are, if you're Springboard VR, if you're looking to start some kind of VR type thing, like an arcade, you're probably going to hook up with some company like Springboard VR, powering location-based VR. Okay, so basically what Springboard VR has done is they've hooked up with other companies to try to bring you in where basically you can jump into this different stuff and you're paying a certain amount per minute. You're paying like pennies per minute for every headset that you have, and you can do this through Springboard VR. But now I don't know if they've hooked up with Oculus, because that looks like Oculus right there almost, like this little, but I don't think they've hooked up with Oculus. I think it's Vive only right now. And the word was, the thing that I had heard was that Oculus was actually going to work on their own Springboard VR. Like they were basically going to create their own in-house version of Springboard VR for location-based entertainment, for VR arcades, for all of these kinds of things, right? And so if Oculus had done this, then VR arcades, maybe they could use Oculus Rifts in their VR arcades. Maybe they could use Oculus Go's and Oculus Quests in their VR arcades. But right now, you can't do it. You can't do it because you have to sideload the apps. And so you would have to enter into agreements with all kinds of these side companies, and they would have to create an app that you could sideload so you could bypass all of Oculus's software. Otherwise, you're in violation of that. And I don't understand what happened to this, because I was trying to contact some people directly at Oculus. This was like last year. This was a while ago. It was something I was looking into. And I really wanted to use Oculus Go's. That was my plan, was to use Oculus Go's in this. And I ended up giving up on that, but maybe I'm going to have to revisit it now because I am going to need a job. By the way, I need a job. I'm coming to GDC. Do you need somebody to work at your VR company? Okay. Do you need an assistant producer at your VR company? Because I'm looking for a job, because VR365 is not working and I'm going to have to find a new gig. So I'm either going to have to return to the world of cubicles, or maybe I could find a gig with a VR company. You know what I would really love to do, honestly, is like I'd love to work with like the Void or a Void competitor. Oh man, that's what I would really love to work at. And so I'll look into that. Like when I'm at GDC, I'm going to try to make some contacts and hook up with some people. But this was something I was thinking about. I was thinking about a mobile VR arcade, and it would be wonderful because like the Quest makes so much sense. The Quest makes a tremendous amount of sense for like a mobile VR arcade setup, or even for a legitimate full bore VR arcade. There's no wires. You don't have to worry about the computer and all of that. Everything is just built in. Now, here's one of the downsides. One of the downsides for VR arcades, though, that do want to use something like the Oculus Quest or the Oculus Go. The number one downside, you got to buy 2 of them for every station that you're going to have. Like if you're going to have a mobile VR setup where you have 5 stations and you bring it to businesses and churches and schools or whatever you're doing, where you're bringing mobile VR to other companies for whatever purposes, right? You have 5 stations. Well, you're actually going to need to have 10 Oculus Quests or 10 Oculus Go's for those 5 stations. Why? Because of battery life. So every 2.5 hours, you got to switch it out. You got to switch it out with one that's already been charged up, because you're not going to have somebody charging up as they're playing, because the liability, the insurance liability of having a wire that's going to a power thing. Yeah, you could do the battery pack thing, and you probably will do that, but you still need basically 2 of these for every station. So it is something to think about. It is something to be aware of from this standpoint. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if Oculus gave up on this. Maybe when I'm at GDC, I will try to talk to somebody at Oculus and say, hey man, whatever happened? I thought you guys were gonna like compete with Springboard VR and create your own in-house solution for Springboard VR. And they are doing this enterprise thing, but it kind of sounds more like corporate training, you know, kind of like what Walmart was doing with the Oculus Go's, more like that. It doesn't really sound like actual location-based entertainment or VR arcades. And I don't know why they've avoided this. Some people believe that they've avoided this because Oculus might actually start up their own little VR arcade centers. Like Oculus might actually look into that and start up their own little VR arcade centers, and maybe that's why they've decided not to get in, you know, because they have their own plans. Okay, so looking at chat, just wanted to see what some people are talking about here in chat. Rendered Reality says, what's the release date supposed to be for Shadow Legend? It is March 7th. Thursday, March 7th. Paradise Decay says, the dev said you can talk about it. Okay, so yeah, and I'm going to gush about it. I have virtually nothing negative to say about Shadow. The only negative thing I could possibly say about Shadow Legend VR is the combat. I've seen better combat. It's not bad combat. It's kind of an interesting combat, but I've seen better combat. But that would really be the only negative thing I can say about that. Let's see. R. Gambo says, don't worry, Anthony. Facebook has a plan for us. And Recycled says, go on Twitch and we'll sub you. Crunchy says, I have a Twitch Prime sub I could send Anthony if he has a Twitch show. Yeah, I don't know about the Twitch thing. I mean, I might look into it. I kind of just wanted to stay on YouTube, but it just doesn't seem viable, especially with no Super Chat. Like Super Chat, I thought Super Chat might allow this show to survive a little bit longer, but without Super Chat, it's just looking all bad. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our Oculus Daily Deal. Let me see. Am I in the Webby? Yeah, okay, I am in the Webby browser. And the Oculus Daily Deal today is Killing Floor Incursion. But you know what? You're better off going to the Humble Indie Bundle because it's actually cheaper. You can actually save an additional $4 if you go to the Humble Indie Bundle. Now, the downside is the Humble Indie Bundle, I believe, is a Steam key. And so you might get slightly better performance if you're playing this on an Oculus Rift and you're playing it through the Oculus Store. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't remember if Killing Floor Incursion, if the Steam version has actual Oculus SDK support or not. I don't know. But that would be the only reason to buy this on the Oculus Store, is that you might get slightly better performance, but you would be paying another $4. But yeah, this is Killing Floor Incursion. It is going for $14. It is 30% off. The normal price is $20. Now, one thing I will say, I originally played this on the Oculus Rift. This was an exclusive on the Oculus Rift, and I loved this game. I thought this game was awesome, but I might kind of overrate it a little bit. But man, it was so freaking visceral. Like, I still, to this point in time, I don't think I can think of another VR game that was more visceral. Like, the word visceral, I know it is so overused. It is so freaking played out. But Killing Floor Incursion is visceral on a stick. It really is. And I played it on the Oculus Rift, and I had a lot of fun with it. Never completely finished it. There's a bug. I was very, very late into this game. There was a bug. There was actually a major bug in this game. I wonder if they finally fixed it. But there was an incredible bug in this game where you would have to keep repeating the boss scenarios over and over. It was a real nightmare. And that was the one thing that kind of turned me off. But I was like 90% of the way through the game, but I just didn't finish the final boss. There was a bug, and I just finally gave up on it. But that is Killing Floor Incursion. It is the daily deal. Again, Humble Indie Bundle has an incredible sale. You probably want to go over there. Okay, another thing that is in the news, Soundscape VR. Okay, now I have heard about Soundscape VR. I've never tried it. I've heard about it. I've heard people talk about it here. I've heard people talk about it there. It kind of reminds me of the Wave VR, but a little bit different. And so here's what it says. Soundscape VR is the musical metaverse, a collection of audio reactive social VR worlds to enjoy music, paint, fly, play, explore, and more. Alone, with friends, or with fans. Shoot and slice your way through this sonic visual adventure to your favorite songs as the music makes the world come alive. Now, the reviews are very positive. You can see that this launched April 16th, 2017. So it's approaching its 2-year anniversary this April. The developer is Groove Science. Now, why is this in the news? Because you can see here on December 25th, coming soon, Soundscape Universe. Well, today is March 5th, and Soundscape Universe launches today. And there is a brand new trailer for this. I thought we could check out. This is free to play. I should try this, right? You know, it's free to play. Why not try it? I really should try it. I just noticed just now that this is free to play. Why not? Looks kind of cool. I should probably try this out. I'm going to add it to the list of about 28 other things that I need to try out. But that is Soundscape Universe. Let's go ahead and switch over to our standard scene here. And let's go ahead and grab the newest trailer for this. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me pump up this Vacation Simulator trailer before we make the switch.
Vacation Beach has it all.
And let's
Snap some
transfer.
shots of your evolutionary ancestors and cool that overclocked neural process.
Okay, so that is Soundscape VR. This is the new trailer that recently came out for it. And I gotta tell you, for a music game, you would think for a music experience, you would think the audio would be way the F better in this trailer. Like, let's listen to this audio for a second. It doesn't sound quite right in my headphones here. I don't, maybe I've got something wrong with it, but like, it doesn't sound necessarily crystal clear and dialed in on the audio, which seems like if you're a music VR experience kind of a game, you'd really want the audio to sound really good on your trailer. But it is free, you know, so we can try this out. We can check it out and see what it's all about. I did kind of enjoy the Wave VR. You know, I did try the Wave VR. That was pretty cool. The Wave VR was like almost a glimpse at the metaverse at times, like being in the Wave VR and just being with all the other people that were there and talking to other people and all of that kind of stuff. It almost was a little bit Ready Player One. Now, we're talking dinosaur version of Ready Player One. You know, we're talking archaic. We are talking Atari 2600 version of like the metaverse and that type of thing. But I kind of got a little bit of that feeling when I was in the Wave VR. It was a unique experience the few times that I was in it. So I probably would like to try this out just to see if I can get that same kind of vibe up in here. Yeah, Recycled says, sounds like they inverted the phase and killed the bass. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe the bass, like maybe if they had the bass pumping, it would just be too powerful and it would like overwhelm, because some trailers do that as well. Some trailers are like way too much bass and it's just like thumping like a mofo. This one, not quite. But yeah, that is Soundscape VR, and Soundscape Universe does launch today. Okay, so one little thing I did want to talk about real quick. Let's go ahead and bounce back over to our webby browser here. And let's see, I wanted to go to the Oculus Rift subreddit. Okay, let's go ahead and refresh this. And you can see Soundscape VR's major multiplayer expansion, Soundscape Universe, launches today. So it's the #1 upvoted thing here. You can see Vacation Simulator release date finally announced, April 9th. That is tremendously exciting. Really excited about that. The new trailer looks good as well. But one little thing that I did want to click on here is this, our origins. How cool is this, guys? Doesn't this look cool? This is like a really old NASA headset. It says virtual reality headset. This handmade prototype headset is for one of the first virtual reality displays ever built. Developed in 1985 by Jim Humphreys and Mike McGreevy at NASA's Ames Research Center in California, the system created a computer-generated image of what a pilot might see during an actual flight. Sensors track the movement of the wearer's head, and the displayed images moved accordingly. Yeah, this is the headset right here. And looks pretty freaking sweet right here. Let's go to the zoomed out view there. But yeah, so this is probably, if you actually go to NASA, they have that on display there in one of their museums where, you know, the Discovery shuttle is there as well. And that's our origins, guys. That's our origin story. Our origins. There it is. The NASA headset from 1985. How cool is that? That would be a cool trip to go on. That's a cool center to... Where is this, in Houston? I don't remember where this is. Like, I know didn't they take this like space shuttle on kind of like a tour to some different cities, and then it finally ended up like wherever it ended up. Okay, well, oh, this is in Virginia. Okay, this is in Virginia. Visited the Stephen F. Udvar-Hazy Air and Space Museum today in Virginia and found this hanging out near the Space Shuttle Discovery. I wonder what it looked like in its time. Okay, and then he also has a side view of it. Yeah, so I need to go to Virginia, bro. I need to go to Virginia because this would be a cool museum to check out, to be sure. But yeah, look, there's the side design. So they had the deluxe audio strap way back then. But yeah, that looks cool. I like that. That is pretty sweet. Recycled says, I'd rather have a Palmer Luckey prototype. I don't know. This is pretty cool. Palmer Luckey has a very extensive collection, But I don't think he has this. Like, I really don't think he has that. Museum says that museum is near him. So I guess I'm staying at MainFan's house. I'm going to book my flight very soon, and I will be kicking it at MainFan's house for a couple of days and checking this Space and Air Center out. Looks pretty sweet. The Stephen F. Udvar Hazy Air and Space Museum in Virginia. So MainFan's been there. Do you remember seeing the little headset there, or were you not even interested in VR at the time and maybe you didn't even notice it? I wonder if he noticed it when he visited the first time. But yeah, that is our origin story. Okay, well, you know what? That basically does it for everything that I had coming into this show. And now what we can do is we can go to the mailbag. Let's go to the mailbag. I actually posted my show. I posted yesterday's show on the Oculus Rift subreddit because it was so much, it was Oculus, it was Rift S, right? And I said more Rift S here it is. More Rift S speculation than you can shake a stick at. And of course, some people had to come into this thread and actually bring legitimate logic into this thread and kind of ruin the entire thing. And then also, apparently the Oculus Rift is back in stock at Amazon right now. So basically, the speculation is kind of moot at this point. Like, are we really going to get some Rift S stuff going on? But we can go ahead and check out the mailbag real quick. So this is yesterday's episode, and let's go ahead and check out the mailbag. Let's see, I am in the Webby browser. Okay, so extra at ease. Talos Principal VR is a no-brainer for $6. It is a no-brainer like you would not believe. Somebody said, do I really want to be... somebody in chat yesterday said something about being in a garden, doing puzzles in a garden. Like it sounds so boring. I think it might have been Greg's VR. It might have been Greg's VR. I don't know. But somebody said something about being in a garden, solving puzzles. Like, it sounds boring to me. Dude, for $6, try it. Try it for about an hour and tell me it isn't absolutely awesome. Unless you just absolutely hate puzzle games, you cannot go wrong. I mean, you really can't go wrong. Talos Principal VR is one of the best $6 you'll ever spend, I think. Okay, Jan Red says, if the Rift S exists, it would be bad to release it before or together with Quest. But I think it would be even worse to release it at OC6 almost a year from now, because it's far from a Rift 2.0 and not even close to the Half Dome we dreamed of. So what would be a good release point? There is none, in my opinion. That isn't a bad take. Okay, it was Greg's VR. It was Greg's VR. But yeah, that... And Bojan Babic says, don't buy Talos on Humble Bundle because you can get the Crow Team bundle, the full incredible bundle, for only like $12. So go ahead and do that. You can get the full Dream bundle for $12, and it goes on sale with extreme regularity. And that is one of the most incredible bundles ever. That is kind of true. But waiting around for that, I don't know. I think you want to kind of just grab the damn game. But I just want to say, Jan Red, that is a very good point. See, the problem is, one of my arguments about the whole Rift S and the Quest, it's not the ideal scenario. It really isn't to have both of them together so close to each other. It really isn't ideal. But it's going to happen whether, at some point it's going to happen. At some point there are going to be Oculus Rift owners that are going to be debating whether they should upgrade a side grade to the Rift S, or whether they should grab a Quest. There absolutely are going to be people that are going to be in that boat, whether it's February 2020 or March 2020. I mean, March 2019 or April 2019. There's going to be people in both boats, regardless. I mean, in both situations, regardless. There is no good time to do this. The good time would have been like last November, and they didn't do that. There is no good time for this. So it's going to happen at some point, assuming that the Rift S actually exists, like Jan Red mentioned here. Not a bad comment there. Okay, DLG27 says, notice Crytek bundle for sale on Oculus. Okay, this could be another situation where you own one of these games, and so it looks really cheap because you own one of these games. I can check real quick. Let me go to Killing Floor, and let's look up The Climb. The Climb. The Climb, one of the most overrated and overpriced VR games in the world. I know there's people that love this. It is not bad. It is not bad. But should The Climb be $39.99, ladies and gentlemen? I think not. Especially, when did The Climb launch? Let's look at the date. April 21st, 2016, and this puppy is still trying to grab 40 bucks. Like, that is kind of crazy. Okay, so here's the Crytek bundle. Yeah, the Crytek bundle is $55. So you're seeing these lower prices because you already got The Climb. That's why, yeah, I got confused. But look, I'm not judging you, DLG27, because I got confused on the same exact thing. I was thinking the same exact thing you were when I saw some of these deals. I was like, oh my God, that's an incredible deal. And I replied to this and I was like, that's a pretty sweet deal. More so for Robinson, LOL. But yeah, no, he probably, DLG27, I'm going to guarantee you that he owns The Climb, but he doesn't own Robinson. So basically that bundle is getting you Robinson for 22 bucks probably is what's going to happen there. Okay, Sparhawk says, I think it will be next year for the next Rift. That way they will be releasing new hardware 3 years in a row. Well, but here's what Jan, I was going to say FanRed. Here's what JanRed said, though. He said, if you're waiting that long, people are going to expect even more. They want a real Rift 2.0. So if they were to wait till next year, I think people would be even more pissed because it's not a major upgrade. It's a very mild upgrade. Some people might even say it isn't an upgrade. Chris, that was in our chat, not Chris Richardson, but just Chris, was saying that he doesn't even believe it is an upgrade at all. Like, it's not an upgrade, period. I think it's kind of a side upgrade. I mean, we got to wait and see what the actual reality is there. Extra at Ease says, speculate on. I'm thinking they'll reveal Rift S and discuss specs, but not release until fall. It will be designed to compete with Cosmos. If Valve announces an HMD, though, it's all over. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting. They could announce it. Although the announcing thing, like if you announce it and say that, okay, this Rift S is coming at some point in the future, don't you kind of neuter the Oculus Quest a little bit though? Because people might be like, well, man, I was going to buy myself an Oculus Quest, but the Rift S is coming and I kind of want to save my money for the Rift S, especially now that I know that the resolution is 2160 by 2160 per eye. No, that is not going to happen. But, you know, it could be HTC Vive and Samsung Odyssey level resolution, and some people might decide to wait. So I think if they're gonna come out with the Rift S, just bring it out already. If it really is as mild as we're expecting it to be. Okay, Scion VR. He says, I think Rift S will be teased, specs revealed at GDC or at F8. The Quest will be released for sale at F8. I believe the Rift S is a PC VR product and the Quest is a console quality VR product. So it doesn't matter if Oculus talks about them at the same event. Anyone who has PC VR and thinks the Quest is the way to go will be disappointed. That is an interesting little highlight right there. Like, let's highlight this. Anyone who has PC VR and thinks the Quest is the way to go will be disappointed. Well, we won't be playing Shadow Legend VR. You know, you're not going to be playing Shadow Legend on the Quest. And Shadow Legend is a badass game. You know, but you might be able to play Audica on the Quest. You might be able to play Job Vacation Simulator on the Quest. See, here's the thing about the Quest, Scion VR. The thing about the Quest is there are people out there that have a PC VR headset and it's in their closet right now. It is collecting dust. There are other people that have PC VR headsets and they walk into their room and they see the PC VR headset sitting there and they look at it, and for a moment in time, they think, should I play my Oculus Rift or should I play my HTC Vive? And then they think, no, it's going to be a hassle. I got to put everything on. I got to get the wires arranged. I got to log into Steam, and I got to make sure my audio is set right. And if I'm playing on the Oculus Rift, I got to make sure I set my audio to the Oculus Rift. Otherwise, sometimes I get into games and I don't hear the sound. And then they think, never mind. I'm just going to play Apex Legends. I'm telling you, that happens all the time. And that is what we call friction. It is friction with a capital F. People look at their headsets and they think, do I really want to do all that? Where the Quest, you pop it on, you got the controllers, you turn it on, bam, you're going. You're not dealing with wires. You're not dealing with like making sure the Steam is set up and all that. So I think there is something to be said for being wireless and simple and easy to use. And like you could say, well, people have the PlayStation VR. That's easy to... No, it's not. It's got wires going everywhere. PlayStation VR isn't real. There's as much friction in PSVR. There's even more in some ways. Well, in some ways, there's more friction with PSVR. In some ways, there's less. And the Oculus Go isn't a valid comparison either, because it's just not powerful enough. It's not 6 DoF. I don't know. I mean, this is a question that will be answered. Actually, when I go to GDC and I get to try a bunch of Oculus Quest games and I get to play a number of Oculus Quest demos, in my head, I am going to know the answer to this question. I don't know yet. But I will know the answer to this question in a couple of weeks. I'm super hyped for that. Okay, Jason Westmoss. He says, I respect those who really investigate tech any chance they get, especially really altering experiences. However, I really am waiting for that special VR headset game that I can't resist, much like what drove me to buy a PS3 or PS4. I just didn't have a choice when I saw The Last of Us, Witcher 3, Bloodborne. The Rift S looks the most appealing to me out of all the headsets I've seen. I really don't care about wires. I'm more interested in super nice controllers and performance than wireless. So, there's the exact opposite of what we just talked about. I might be in the minority, but that's my deal. That's my deal, bro. Jason Westmus. What's your deal, bro? Okay, so that is his deal. So Jason Westmus brings up an interesting comment here. He's saying that when he saw The Last of Us, Witcher 3, Bloodborne, the decision was made. He couldn't deal with it. He needed a PlayStation 4. There was no way he could walk away from it. He had to get it. And what you're talking about, Jason, that is coming. That is absolutely coming. Okay, one thing I was talking about the other day, I can sidestep to a slightly different conversation here, because the other day I was mentioning to you guys that I was in a VR experience and I was playing something and I decided it's over. It is over. VR is going to kill everything. It is over. And AR. Yeah, AR is going to kill everything as well, and it's even going to kill it more. But I thought to myself, it's over. It is so over. It is simply a matter of time. And you know what I was in, guys? I remembered what I was in. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe it was Shadow Legend, because I'll tell you guys a little secret. Shadow Legend, you can get up on the roof of buildings. You climb up these ladders, you get up on the roof, and you're on the roof, and there's something weird about being up on the roof of a lot of buildings. I'm addicted to being up on the roof, and there's something weird about it. And then also, like, I wasn't playing VR and I was driving somewhere and I'm looking at the roofs of all these houses, and I'm looking at all these roofs and I'm like, yeah, I've been up there. I've been up on the roof. And it was Shadow Legend, man. And I was thinking to myself, dude, Assassin's Creed. You're always up on roofs in Assassin's Creed. Something about roofs in VR. Okay, but anyway, what I'm trying to say here is I was thinking maybe it was Shadow Legend that made me think it's over. VR is going to kill everything. No, I remembered what it was. L.A. Noire. It was L.A. Noire, guys, because I remember where I was walking over an overpass. I was seeing these pedestrians. Cars were driving by. I heard dogs barking way off in the distance. And I'm walking along, and these characters, They're walking by me and they're human sized and they look at me and you know, I mean, the character models aren't the greatest, but they look kind of good. And they're walking by me and I'm like, this guy looks like a human kind of. And he walks by me and he says something and I'm just looking at everything and I'm like, it is so effing over. It is so effing over when Grand Theft Auto, whenever there's a legitimate Grand Theft Auto in VR or a Red Dead Redemption, it is so effing over. And so Jason Westmus, that's what you're waiting for. That's what's going to drive you and the rest of your cronies that still sit on a sofa and play with controller in hand. There's going to be experiences in VR that are going to be so effing compelling, and the headsets are going to get so crystal clear, and the graphics are going to get so good, and the field of view is going to get so good, and our bodies, and this, and that, and eye tracking, and everything. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that have to happen, but it is going to happen, bro. It is going to happen. Okay, Push the Button says, I think it's Valve's HMD that is coming, not Rift S. And I replied to this, and I said, actually, that would be even more exciting. But I did say, does Valve normally participate at GDC? Does Valve normally have anybody there, or do they ever do anything at GDC? See, here's the thing with the Valve mystery headset, guys. We're going to know about the Valve mystery headset because it's going to work like this. Here's what you're going to find out. You're going to find out that a lot of press are being invited up to Seattle for a special Valve event. You're going to hear about that. There's a special Valve event. Tested's been invited. CNET, VentureBeat, Engadget, The Verge, IGN, Upload VR, Road to VR. They're going to be invited up to Seattle for a special event. And at that point, you're going to know, oh shit, the Valve HMD is incoming. I don't think it's going to, bam, one day it's just going to be available. It's going to be announced. They're going to invite, Valve likes the press to do the work for them. So Valve is going to invite everybody up there. They're going to show off their incredible HMD. They're going to show off a couple of samples of their Valve games. Boneworks is probably going to be there too. Stress Level Zero will probably be in the building as well. And they're going to show it all off. They're going to have an embargo on it. And then a couple of days later, bam, it's going to hit, and all the websites are going to have all their reports on it. It's going to be awesome. But so when we start hearing rumors of Tested has to go up to Seattle for some Valve thing, VentureBeat is going up to Seattle for some Valve thing, Engadget is going up to Seattle for some kind of Valve thing. When you start to hear about that, that is when the S is going to hit the fan, in my opinion. So I don't think it's going to happen at GDC. I would love that to be the case. Luke Martin says they have a couple of VR related talks and have a demo station set up at the front, but they have that every year. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, King Hell. Actually, I'm not going to do this King Hell one. It's a little bit too, he kind of goes, it starts wrapping around itself. King Hell just gets a little bit too in-depth on this one. Okay, DLG27 is talking about the Windlands 2. We know that it's actually a mistake there. I don't know what this is. Okay, Caleb Law. I believe he's in chat, and earlier today he was saying, damn, when the hell is this show going to start? Caleb, you're not going to have to worry about the start time of this show too much longer because this show is an endangered species. Much like the polar bear, this show is endangered, and you won't have to worry about what time this show starts too much longer, unfortunately, as sad as that may be. Okay, let's get into his question here. Question is, if you buy an Oculus Rift S, will I have to upgrade my video cards and stuff? Because if I had to do that, I'd rather get the Oculus Quest. I'm still getting Oculus Quest regardless, but that might deter some people. I'm saying, oh, not to mention it's wireless. Okay, and that brings up a good point. Now, I don't believe, basically my answer to Caleb's question, my answer is this. If you bought yourself a Samsung Odyssey right now, or if you bought yourself an HTC Vive Pro, then do you feel like you absolutely need to buy a new video card for that? If you do, then yeah, the Rift S is probably going to have that same resolution. No, this isn't the last show, Argambo. Don't worry about that. This is not the last show. The last show will probably be in the summer. But what I'm saying here is, if you feel like you got to get a new video card for the Vive Pro or for the Samsung Odyssey Plus, then you probably need a new video card for the S. And I think I responded to this and I said that if you have a 1070 or better, you might be able to survive for a little while. You probably want a 1080 or a 1080 Ti, or you probably want an RTX. But yeah, I mean, this is a problem. This is a problem with our hobby. This is, again, why I think the Oculus Quest is an interesting idea. Is it a downgrade like a mofo? It is, but it's an upgrade in certain categories. It's a friction upgrade, to be sure, but it's a major downgrade in terms of the qualities of the experiences. But will developers be able to creatively hide the downgrade? Will they be able to hide the downgrade? That's really the question that I want to have answered when I go to GDC and I try some of these demos. Will they be able to creatively hide the downgrade? Can they hide the downgrade? Can they trick us into thinking that the downgrade will not be as bad as it really is? Okay, VR Spry Guy says Rift S incoming. I know it doesn't make sense to release the S at the same time as the Quest, but it's going to happen. The original Rift, no stock. That equals Rift S soon. Well, yeah, but that kind of got killed when Amazon. Oh, this guy, Clyde Barrow. You repeat yourself too much. I sure do. But you know what, Clyde Barrow? I want to watch your daily live VR news show. I want to watch your show. And I want to see how much you repeat yourself. This is not as easy as it looks. Like, straight up. I'm not going to, pat myself on the back here, but this is not, live shows are not that easy. They aren't. There's a little bit of stress that's involved with live shows, and it's a little bit nervous. Especially if you come up here and you don't got stories to go to, you can get tongue-tied. You can mispronounce a lot of names. Yeah, I repeat myself a little bit. I'm not going to lie about that. But I want to watch your show, Clyde Barrow. I want to watch your show and see how you never repeat yourself. And, if you don't repeat yourself, you could be the first guy to cast the first stone to shatter the VR365 glass house, which is probably going to be shattered any damn way. Thanks to AdSense. Thank you, Google. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at chat and see what some people are saying before we bounce out of here. Okay, so Bojan Babik says, isn't The Lab their first VR game? He's talking about Valve. Lee Wilson says, hi, I just joined this and I'm hearing that we won't need to worry about the show for much longer. Oh, yeah. It's unfortunate. You can see the very start of the show. It basically just, this show is not long for this world, Lee Wilson. I'm going to GDC and I'm looking for a job. I need a job, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody at GDC, contact me. Do you want an assistant producer for your next VR game? Somebody that understands what makes VR awesome, but also understands from a review standpoint about how games are rated, and then also understands from a pricing standpoint and from a marketing standpoint. You want somebody like that in your organization? Hit me up. I'm going to be at GDC and I'm looking for a gig, ladies and gentlemen. I will bring my resume to the show. Okay, let's see. Bojan Babik says, let's see what they do. I hope for an announcement at GDC. They said that they have 3 games in the works. Yeah, we heard about that about 5 years ago. I wonder if those 3 games still are in the works. And just scrolling down, looking at some more stuff on here. Repetition is how to don't forget something. Okay. Oh, repetition is how you don't forget something. No, a lot of times I do the repetition. I'll tell you why I do repetition. I do repetition. Sometimes it's like a stall, it's a delay tactic. Sometimes I will say stuff, I'll start talking slowly because I'm just trying to delay till I find the next thing that I got to get. That's what some of it is. Like, some of it happens, man. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. It happens. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of the repeating thing, so it's all good. But yeah, I'll be at GDC job hunting. I need a job, ladies and gentlemen, because this job is not cutting it. There's no pay. There's bad hours. No, I won't get into it. Okay, let's go ahead and put on our outro logo. Let's get our little outro logo on the screen here. VR365 is dead. It is no more. Why did I pay money to make somebody design that kick-ass logo? That sucks. All the money and time and effort that was invested down the draino. Please say it isn't so. No, you know what? I'm not quitting this month of March and not in April either. I'm going to try to survive at least to the summer and see if I can make something happen here, or maybe AdSense finally gets fixed. You know, maybe Super Chat can come back into the mix. Maybe I have a lot more Patreon supporters, or maybe there will be a lot more PayPal donations or something like that. But I don't know. It doesn't look viable, folks. It just doesn't look viable. So we'll see what happens. But sorry to leave on such a bad note, but I will be back tomorrow. I absolutely will be somewhere around the 11 a.m. scenario. Somewhere around 11 a.m. I will be back, and I highly expect Job will be in the building. Job will be in the building. Reason why he hasn't been here in 2 weeks, because it was raining every day. Although if it's raining tomorrow, maybe he won't be in the building. But I think he will be in the building. So there will be some noise pollution. Apologies for that. But anyway, guys, I got to bounce the hell out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Play some Shadow Legend VR. Oh, yeah, you guys got to wait till Thursday. I'm so sorry. Nah, that sucks. That was rude of me. That was very rude of me. Bad Anthony. Bad boy. Bad boy. You've been a bad boy. I'm going to play some Shadow Legend because that game is badass. Let me tell you. All right, well, I got to get out of here. I'll be back tomorrow around 11 a.m. See you guys then. Have a wonderful Tuesday. Take it easy, folks. Later.